Shalom, shalom. Just check if we're live. The title, in the meanwhile, is Who Do You Love and Are You For Sure? All right. Who do you love and are you for sure? Okay, so we're going to go into the title and what it relates to, which is namely the MOTB, the prophecy. All right. I'm going to go into why the title it is, phrased the way it is. Let's see if we're live. Trying to just check. Okay. All right, we're good. Okay, so all right, I'll start saying the intro. First off, I like to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Bahashim, Ruach Thawada, Yahweh for giving us Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles, apostles of GMS who have the 100% spirit of Yahweh Shema Shai in them. Double honors to the CT bishops, elders of GMS, our big Akim, and greetings and salutations to the Akim in this country and all over the world, prophesying of the true name of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who descends from those people on their father's side. All right. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. All right. I am Yahiquab, Lord willing, serving the King of the universe, King Yahushai, son of Abba Yahweh. Again, the title is Who Do You Love and Are You For Sure? All right. Pertaining to Exodus 21, 5 and 6. And I have a few precepts I want to go with that. Basically, I have this thumbnail here because this is the answer to the Most High of who you love and are you for sure. This is going to be the example, all right, or the answer of the test to see if it's your answer, okay? Which is, you're looking at here, the prophecy, the device of prophecy, all right, in live and living color. This is the prototype of what it looks like, but it could be other versions of it. The main thing is a RFI, technology, passive technology, right? Radio frequency technology, right? So, anyway, as you can see here, this is prophecy once again, and it's in the scriptures as far as, buying and selling, all right? And, before I even go into that, Salaki, the main point is I'm trying to phrase word it the best way I can, is that in the scriptures, even in the laws, there was an example, right, to show your love towards your master. All right, we're talking about like certain stipulations and laws put in the scriptures, the holy commandments, as far as occupation or work labor laws, so to speak, right? Like work laws in the scriptures. So one of the work laws of the scriptures, right, or the setup of the Lord would be he would set up we would have like basically apprenticeship, so you would have your trade for 7 years, right? And on the 7th year, within Israel, you have a Israelite boss, of course, so to speak. You work for him for 7 years and you learn a trade, whatever that may be, whether it be a specialist in cattle, in herding livestock, carpentry, or making, you were a swordsmith, whatever it was, you had a trade. And at the 7th year, you can you would leave according to the laws and, start your own business according to the righteous laws of the Lord, right? And continue the trade you've learned to provide for your wife and your children, your family, right? And then it would pass on. So these are the righteous laws, labor laws of the Lord, how of what we're supposed to be, how would you conduct yourself with business, right? But anyway, you do have a choice within the law, So we're going to read Exodus 21 and 5 and 6. And the choice was that you can either start your own thing, right, after the 7 years is done, saying it loosely, but also, and I mean, not layman's terms, but also you can choose to stay with your master, all right? Or, all right, so, and by choosing to stay, you would be, by choosing to stay, you would have to take a implant. You would have to make a mark upon your ear, all right? A cutting in your flesh to represent a cutting and a piercing in your flesh and an implant, right, in the law to represent who what you want to do. So if you wanted to stay, you would have a mark upon you, and it would signify that you want to stay and you love your master, all right? So you would be showing your love by staying and making a mark upon yourself, right? So this is why the show is called, Who Do You Love? And Are You For Sure? Of course, that goes back to, LL, you know what I mean? LL Dumb J, all right? Whatever his name, LL Cool J. But, it's from that song, whatever. But anyway, I just thought of it because I was going to make the title, it all boils down to this. You got wars and rumors of wars. You got earthquakes in diverse places. You got tempest at the ass. The Lord's really messing up this nation and all the parts of the world, but what's really gonna what's really everything's boiling down to, right? When you really know that we're close, like Apostle always says, is the chip. Oops, I said it. Is the MOTB. No other news really matters, or excuse me, I won't say matter, but no other news is a telltale signs of how close the Lord's coming is when this would be implemented. Right, so World War I, World War III. I mean, we're in World War III, I would say, but America and Russia can announce war tomorrow between each other, right, or next week. But if the MOT being mandated, then we're still not at the end. I mean, when the Lord makes his appearance, So, personally, how I look at things, Lord willing, through the Spirit, I'm about to get the precepts like you, but everything that relates to the MOTB, you got to look at, so the MOTB relates to buying and selling, so you got to look at purchasing, consumers, you got to look at everything that deals with that, everything around buying and selling, so you have to deal with the economy, you have to deal with the markets, the stock markets, trade and business between nations, so you would have to be paying attention to the money, the banks, the different currencies around the world, the digital dollar, the petrodollar, the BRICS nations, right? All this deals with oil, gold. So you got to deal with money. You got to deal with all that news. That's the main news related to that. Because remember that these all include buying and selling, right? So anyway, Salakia, but going back to the title, who do you love and are you for sure? This is going to be the example to see where you stand. All right. And, you have to pray for that, that spirit not to take it, You have to really pray for that spirit not to take it. All right. Now let's go just to the scriptures. Kind of talking too much, so we'll go right. I got a few scriptures lined up, but we'll go to this one first. All right. So hopefully you can see. Try to go as quickly as possible or smoothly as possible through the Spirit. So Exodus 21 and 5. Matter of fact, I can start from 1. We'll go down to 5 and 6 as a point. Now, again, this is in Exodus titled Ordinances of the People. Well, you can see if you can see it. Hold up. Damn, it's like you can't see it. Well, that's the top of the blue letter at the TV. Won't capture it. Yeah, there you go. Ordinances of the People, if you can see that. Okay. Don't worry, I'm getting a monitor phone tuned for this so I could record better. Anyway, so now ordinances of the people, right? So Exodus 21 and 1, it says, now these are the judgments which thou shalt set before them. It says, if thou buy a Hebrew servant, right? Hebrew Israelite, us, right? 6 years shall he serve. And in the 7th, he shall go out free for nothing. Like customs, like an apprenticeship, just like our forefather, Jacob. He worked, he did double time. Right? He worked 7 years for Leah, as the record states, and another 7 years for Rachel. All right, but that was within the ordinances or the labor laws, so to speak, within Israel. All right. So again, you would be learning a trade. Right, we had trade school. All right, if thou be an Hebrew servant, in 6 years shall he serve, and in the 7th he shall go out free for nothing. If he came in by himself, he should go out by himself. If he were married, then his wife shall go out with him. All right, so if he came by himself, he leave by himself. If he came in married and you hired him that way, then he'll leave with his wife. So it's laying it down. Any scenario, right? So if it says, if his master have given him a wife, so if he came in by himself, but he was given a wife by the master, and she have borne him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall be her master's, and he shall go out by himself. Okay. It says, verse 5, it says, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. All right. So, okay, we're about to read what this decision requires. Okay. So if he can choose to leave after the 7 years, as we're reading, or free of nothing, or he can choose to stay. So we're reading it. And if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, right, my wife, my children, I will not go out free. Let's look at that word love again. Remember, we're correlating it with today, because you people are going to show that you love, Esau and the beast system, the nation of Edom and their system, by taking this, MOTB, showing you don't love the Lord. All right, this is a hub. All right. So it can mean all these. Human love. Another includes family, sexual love. So these are all different types. You got agape, unconditional, enus, I believe is sexual lust for your mate, and philo, which is brotherly love. Right, but it's talk about agape, unconditional, ahab, right? For like you have for your children or your parents, or of course the Heavenly Father, So it says again, and if the servant shall plainly say, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I will not go out free. Right, so that's unconditional love, because you love your children, of course, unconditionally, your wife unconditionally. So the same with his master, right? unconditionally. So then it says, then his master shall bring him, because he decided to stay. That was his choice. Because why? What was his decision? Love. He had unconditional love for his family and his business. So that's what made him stay. He could either leave, but he decided to stay. It says, then his master shall bring him onto the door, onto the judges. He shall also bring him to the door, or onto the doorpost, and his master shall bore his ear through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever. All right. So again, it says, he shall also bring, he shall also, then his master shall bring him onto the judges. He shall bring him to the door, or onto the post, and his master shall bore. Right? Bore basically means to make a hole. Okay, bringing his ear to a post, and bore, just like some calls like boar's head meat. I think the logo is like a boar, actually a boar head with a piercing in his ear. So ra'ai rataza, salak rataza. Salakia. All right, so bore is rataza, which means to what? Pierce, or bore. All right, symbol is that, pierce. All right, yeah, so we're seeing it there. So the pierce. All right, of the ear. All right, let me speed it up. All right, so we got that, right? So again, the servant will show his love, the key word of the day, unconditional love, by an example. The master would take his ear, as we just read, and make a hole, and he would cut his ear and make a hole, right? And that will be the mark of his love to stay. And his master shall bore his ear through with an awl. Awl is a piercing instrument. All right, remember there's a piercing instrument in these times, right? Maratazah. So that's a boring instrument. Okay, boring instrument. That means a needle, a piercing tool, right? Through with an awl, and he shall serve him forever, forever, forever. That's the key word, you see? So we just read in the law what it would like pertain to the title, who do you love and are you for sure? All right. So again, this servant, he can choose to be free, or he chose to stay because he loved. That was the reason he loved his master and what his family, and he had to show an example. He had to make a mark on himself to show that. Right now, if we go to where I want to go next. All right, now we're moving to modern times. So this right here, the MOTB, this is going to be, that's what it's likened onto, because this is the spirit of that law right there. All right. But, speaking of the mark, I did a show that there's many definitions for the word mark, but, the mark that you want to have is Ezekiel 9:4. All right. That mark there is thawa, which means exempt from judgment. All right. Pardoned. Okay. And that mark is the Holy Spirit, right? Through the power of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai. The understanding, right, for us to be saved. And the major understanding is not to take this man right here. All right. Because this isn't all that people are going to take to show that they love their master Esau. The international banking families, the system, the New World Order system, which your current day economies, nations, they all agree on, because how do they all agree? This is a digital device. Okay, and everything around the world is going digital. This is you can't refute. There's no argument against that. This is actually happening, right? And what is going digital? Money is going digital. right? Central bank digital currency. So this is an unfolding. So what do people have to say? There's no argument against this, man. If you don't see it, like apostles always say, either sold out, you right, because it's just too plain to see, or you're blinded. You're sold out, or you're just stupid. Well, whatever, man. You get it. But anyway, so let's go to. I'm gonna go to Revelation. All right. Did I want to get something else first? Let me see. You know what? I want to look for something real quick. Slack. I was trying to look for something. Slack. Pull up the King James Bible. Want to go to Apocrypha real quick. Show an example of love in the scriptures, which is the commandments. And I want to go to Revelation 20, but let me get this first. Come on, man. Slack out there. I want to look with the Apocrypha real quick. Salakia. There's a good scripture in Apocrypha real quick that shows what the Most High considers LOVE. Right? Because when you LOVE something, you care for it. And when you care, you show you care. I mean, you acknowledge it, you respect it. All right. So if you respect and acknowledge the Lord, you're going to care to do the commandments. Because you believe in it, you're connected to it. Right. So let me see. KBG free online with Apocrypha. There it is. Salakia. There's Apocrypha. Okay, I think. All right, so I won't look for it no more because I don't want to waste too much time. I'm trying to get the one with the Apocrypha. It's all right. You know what? Let me see if I can do something real quick. All right, let me look for it. I got their Apocrypha right here in my hand, so let me look for it here. I can just find it and read it. I was trying to type it in. Select it. Wow, well, I just opened it. I didn't want this, but the Spirit just opened up. I just opened up the Apocrypha and went to this. So I'll just read it real quick. It says, Sirach, chapter, right in the Apocrypha. Sirach 25 and 10. It says, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. Right? So telling you right there what's wisdom. And we know that according to, the prophecies of the elect, Isaiah 33 verse 6, right, reads what? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure, right? So fearing the Lord, meaning, you fear the consequences for not following his orders, his commandments, right? His rules, his laws. You fear the consequences, man. Why? Because you care. You care for it because you're actually doing the commandments. You're trying to keep it. You acknowledge him. You agree with it, which means you believe it's the truth, right? It's all synonymous, right? So that's an example of love, right? Because remember, love is shown in action, not words, but action. Again, when you love something, you care for it. So care is basically an action word. It just doesn't mean anything. It's an action word. All right. So that's ultimately, and what are the commandments? Not to take the MOTB. Okay. That's where Revelation 20 come in. All right. Those that love their lives unto death. No, excuse me. That's Revelation 14. We're going to get, Lord willing. And in Revelation 20, that, the men of the Lord, the elect, were beheaded for not taking the MOTB. Right. So it says, it says, oh, how great is he that findeth wisdom, yet is there none above him that feareth the Lord. But the love of the Lord passeth all things for illumination, right? Knowledge, to be enlightened, right? He that holdeth it, whereto shall he be likened, right? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love. Okay, so, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him. So, yeah, so for you to, attain the Lord's love, you have to believe in his order, his commandments, right? You gotta actually believe in it. So acknowledge, yeah, this is the truth. Yeah, this is how I agree with these commandments. And overall, that we're the nation of Israel, that he's gave his laws only for us, and overall through the Lord, Yahweh Shai. Right? He that holdeth his word to shall be likened, for the fear of the Lord is beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving on to him, meaning you gotta trust. All right? Give me any. So that was a spirit. I didn't want to go there, but I guess I don't gotta go nowhere else. I wanted to get another precept, but that was spirit. So don't want to make it too long. So let's go to Revelation 20 real quick. All right, Revelation 20. All right, so I'm just gonna read it quick. Points in 5. It says, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. All right, and I saw an angel come down. Right, who's that angel? Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, King Yahweh Shai. It says from heaven. All right, from the heavens. All right, I mean, yeah, there's 3 heavens, so to speak. A haven, which means rulerships or conditions, really. So the conditions or state of this world is in hell, but the condition or state is going to be changed when the Lord come back to the kingdom, right? But then you also have another condition is the universe, itself, the entire universe, the galaxies within the universe, and then you have the spiritual realm, right? The 4th dimension where the Most High dwell, the Lord dwell, right? So these are havens, conditions, states, right? Spiritual realm. Anyway, and I saw an angel come down from heaven. So the universe, or even from the spiritual realm, the Lord, having the key of the bottomless pit, right? So that represents Esau, right? The bottomless pit represents basically the nation of Edom, and Europe. All right, going back to ultimately, the curse of Cain, which is the spirit of Satan, which is about to say that here, serpent, that old serpent. But the bottomless pit is Europe because it doesn't yield any increase or crops from the land wherever Esau dwells. That's the curse going back to, again, Cain, which Esau is the spirit of Cain. All right, the nation of Edom. Because what did Cain do? He killed his brother Abel. He spilled the blood of his brother Abel. And the part of the curse was the Lord gave him leprosy, that mark of leprosy, but also he gave him the curses was also that wherever he goes, the earth will not yield its increase. So the earth, right, wherever this man goes, will not give it. It will not yield. How should I say? It will not yield fruit onto it. Whatever it may, because remember, Cain was a tiller of the ground. Okay, so he was cursed for his very occupation, man. So anywhere Esau goes, right, the land will not give forth the abundance of its whatever is planted, crops. That's why they're in Israel, and you see what's going on over there. That's in really an import country, not an export. They got to import trees, etc. Certain agriculture, they got to import. It's a desert out there. Look at even Babylon the Great, America. Right, this place doesn't yield. It's an import country now, and everything's spice seeds, etc. So slack it for that a little long, but it just had to show examples, So anyway, and then you see where our people are, even though we're under the curses, our place flourishes, when Gad and Reuben are here, or Mayans and the Incas, the Iraq tiny Indians, which is all Israel, the land was flourished here in Babylon. South America flourished, the islands flourished. That's where we dwelt all around the world. But wherever this damn devil goes, the earth doesn't produce for it. Because he's that spirit of Cain. So right, and I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit, that represents Esau, right? The cursed devil, and the great chain in his hand, which represents the slavery, right? So the Lord's going to come back to put this cursed people, all right, into slavery, man. It says, and he laid hold on the dragon, all right, which is what, the 7 headed 10 horns, the dragon himself, the red devil, that old serpent, right? So that's the same spirit as he's comparing today's dragon, the Babylon the Great. Also comparing it to what? The old serpent, which is in the Garden of Eden, the book of Genesis, right? Which is the devil, okay? So just that's who it is. It's the deceiver, all right? And it says, and Satan, all right? So, and it's Satan. So who's the spirit of that today, all right, is none other than the nation of Edom, starting with the international bankers, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, all right, because they're totally adverse, right? Look at how they control the world. Look at what they've established, right, through their esoteric governments and their you know the deal. Look at what they've established. Now, everything adverse to the Most High and the Lord, all right? Teaching about evolution and changing changing what the Lord looked like, having leprosy, blue-eyed, change your name Jesus Christ, But anyway, I'm kind of talking. Let me just get to the point. So it says, and he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil, right? Satan, adverse to truth, right? Adverse to the Most High, the Lord, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, now that's going back to the end of the Edomite or Roman Empire that turned into the Byzantine Roman Empire, or when Jake was ruling. Okay, but that started with the 5 good emperors, as Apostle always goes into, with which were Jake's, by the way. We started with Nerva, I believe. Marcus Aurelius was a part of that. I forget the other few. But this is when Jake Reed took over, I believe, first in 95, around the 90 AD. First Jake, Caesar, the 5 good emperors, right? But really went into full swing, I believe, in the the 3rd century. But where it really blew off, picked up. And Jake was ruined for 1,000 years. But where was Esau? He was chased into the mountains, as the story goes. The Caucasus Mountains. So that's what it means. He bound them up 1,000 years, right? And that's in their history, all right. So the real caveman history, which Job talks about these damn people, Edomites, they go back to the caves, all right, not us. That's why they're called Caucasian, going back to the Caucasus area, region of the earth. The mountains, that's where they were, in Georgia, Russia. All right. Anyway, but it says, and cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loosed a little season. And when was he loosed? When was that 1,000 years up? Well, through history you can tell that when he came back into power. And what proves that? He came back within 1,000 years. That's what proves that. How they come back through the Renaissance? These Edomites. The Bourgeois families, the kings of Spain at the time. The Edomites, especially when Columbus and the conquistadors came over here. In those times, this is when they really went into power. They were through the Renaissance. All right. Really, whitewashing, as whitewashing or iconoclasm are images, breaking the nose over our statues, painting over our colored images, melanin images, right? Hiding the history, whitewashing history, right? So they came back. So that's how they came back to the Renaissance. Anyway, it says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, right? And for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they have lived and reigned with the Lord Yahushua 1,000 years. So again, it says, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. So who is that? Right, it's prophesied. We're reading the prophecy right now that the elect will die. All right, some of the elect will die. Excuse me. Right, that's right. And Shalom Combo family, right? And it says, and I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua. The witness, going back to the wit, means having good wit, right? When someone say, oh man, he's witty, meaning he's quick of understanding, smart, quick wit. So which means you have the knowledge. You have to have a lot of knowledge to be that, all right? Or when you say I'm a witness to a crime, it's the same thing. You have the knowledge of the crime or the scene of the crime because you were there. You saw that car hit that. Yeah, I'm a witness, sir. I got the knowledge. I got the understanding. So what means knowledge and understanding? Right. So who has more knowledge and understanding than the men of the Lord? Okay. Which is through the Holy Spirit. Nobody does. All right. Because knowledge in its purest form is prophecy. All right. We know some. That's the only thing you need to know. The Lord's coming back to rule. All right. From the power of the Heavenly Father. And Esau is going into slavery. Nothing else matters, man. Okay. It says, yeah, because that's the truth. Okay. Of Yahushua, and for the word of the Most High, the Father, right? And which had not worshipped the beast. All right, worship means to serve, right? The beast is what? You know who, right? The NWO, the image, well, excuse me, the beast represents the New World Order. Okay, the Roman Catholicism, however you say, the Roman Empire represents all of that. Right? It says the beast, neither his image, right? Which is the Roman Empire. All right, because they mirrored that nation, because they are that nation. Back, neither had received his mark. Let's see. Let's look up received. In the Greek, it's
Strong's G 2983, lambano.
Lambano. In Greek, it means to take with the hand, lay hold of any person or thing in order to use it. So, wow. So that's what it really means. You see why it's good to look up words? So it don't mean receive. That's a light, that's a light version, rated G description. No. In the Greek, it means to take. Right? So if you go back and read that word, and I saw the thrones of them that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushua, right? Had understanding, the knowledge, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped, right? Served the beast, Lord order, right? Neither his image, Roman Empire, neither had received, which or neither had, as we look up, neither had to take. So to take with the hand, lay hold of any person or thing, take up, thing to be carried, take up oneself, take up, to take in order to carry away. All right, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, right? Going back to, well, I don't got the picture now. Oh yeah, going back to this, okay? Going back to that, okay? So we just read that you're going to be forced to take this, excuse me. Yeah, see? That spirit, to take, to be carried off with the notion of violence. I mean, damn. Remove, take away. Look at this. To claim, procure. Yeah, you're going to be claimed by it in that day when the whole world is tried. To take to oneself, lay hold upon, take possession. Yep. Concentration camps. Whatever I'm going to say. Yeah, that's right, brother. The end has come. Made mandatory. That's right. That's what we got. That's what we really got to look out for, man. You know what I mean? So, all right. So, receive, right? We already read that. Or neither had to be taken away or forced away or be forced to take his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, and they lived and reigned with Yahushua the Anointed 1,000 years. Right? Meaning forever. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection again. But the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. Who does that talk about? The nation of Israel, right? Because there's no other nation that's going to really live again except the nation of Israel, right? Through the law, through the Spirit, right? But the rest of the dead, which is Israel, live not again until the 1,000 years were finished, meaning the 1,000 years of the kingdom being built by Esau, and then he's burnt up after 1,000 years. But it says 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. So, right? So the first resurrection or the first awakening is the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, the government body, the 144,000, and the rest, right? So that's the first awakening, the first resurrection, right? So that means there's another one. And that's after you come, that's after 1,000 years are expired, when the kingdom was built by first and foremost, the nation of the wicked, Edom, right? You're going to come back to a prepared kingdom after 1,000 years, right? But anyway, so it says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection, which is, we're coming into that now, the elect getting saved by the Lord, right? On such the second death hath no power, but they should be priests. Yeah, so the second death is basically now, because the first death was in the time of Noah with the flooding. The second death is the destruction by fire, not by water, which the Lord promised to us by, the creation of the rainbow. That's what that really goes back to. But he's going to destroy it by fire. This is the second death, right? So it says, blessed and holy is he that hath part in the first resurrection, the elect, the 1/3 on such the second death, which is the destruction, hath no power, but they shall be priests of the Most High and of the Lord, the anointed, and shall reign with him 1,000 years. So that's talking about the 2/3 when they come back, that they're going to be, all the nations going to be kings and priests anyway. We're going to be living testimony. We're going to be the new covenant is going to be the laws written in us. So we're all going to, each individual Israel is going to be a Bible with arms and legs, which is the spirit of Yahweh Shemai Shai, So it's going to be in us like natural instinct, and that's the story. Well, that's the beginning of the story of the nation of Israel, and then conquering the world and the universe. That's something else. Well, I mean, it is the same thing, but yeah, that's it. But anyway, let me get one more. Proverbs 8 and 31, I believe. That's one of my favorite scriptures. Or 8 and 36. Yeah, Proverbs 8 and 36. So yeah, last one. So it says, hear my instruction. Hear my instruction and refuse it not. So yeah, one of my like the name of this page is called Isaiah 34 verse 16. Seek out of the book of the Lord and read, none shall want her mate. Right? Seek out of the book of the Lord and read. Well, when you seek the book of the Lord, what are you reading? Prophecies. All right. So when you look up that word read, it means to basically follow. Opinion offered worthy to be followed. All right. That's what definition of read is. Opinion offered worthy to be followed. Right. So when you hear the word instructions, because when you read, you're reading, just like you're reading instructions. You read the commandments are instructions. It's an order. It's a manual to life. So you're reading these are the instructions, which would be the laws from the Lord. Right. So it's like, so again, going back to the definition of the word read, is to opinion offered worthy to be followed. So what is more, what other opinion is more worthy than the instructions or the opinions of the Lord? All right, which is truth. So, again, you have to hear his instruction through the scriptures to the nation of Israel, all right? And be wise and refuse it not. We read what wisdom is to the Lord is to have faith in his commandments, right? You got to trust in it. Respect it, Yeah, I agree. Again, when you care, when you agree, you care, for something, and that's the action of love. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord. And ultimate life is being saved, right? It starts with the faith, right? But ultimate life is being beamed up. I mean, excuse me, and is believing in Yahweh Shai, all right? Because Yahweh Shai is giving us life. First of all, understanding he died for our life for life, right? Life for the lives of the nation of Israel, life for us, shed his blood for us, So it's like, yeah. So that's number one. And then also, the true life is he's going to save us, make us live forever, man. Give it those bodies, be sinless. So he gave all the nation of Israel at the end of the day life, eternal life, because we're all gonna be brand new, right? It says, blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the posts of my doors. For whoso findeth me find life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord, meaning being parted from destruction. But it said, but he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death. All right. But he that sinneth against me, all right, because you're in transgression if you don't believe in the truth or the ways of the Lord, the instructions of the Lord. You're cursed, man. You don't believe the righteousness and the truth of the commandments, which starts with his son, okay, their names, and who he gave it to, okay? So you're in error, which is a sin not to believe in the Lord. So you don't believe in the name of the Lord, that's a sin. Only to the nation of Israel at the end of the day, because these who the laws were given to break in the first place. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All right, all they that hate me love death, and death ultimately is what? Sin is the wages of death, like it says in Romans. Matter of fact, last one. So I gotta show sin, wages, death. That's it. Right. He that loved me hate death. He that loves me, he that hates me loves death. And what is death? Romans 6:23. For the wages of sin is death, but the gift of the Most High is eternal life through Yahweh our Lord. Yeah, so that's the gift, is what? The knowledge, right? This knowledge is a gift. It's precious, right? Which is the name of the Lord and the Most High Father. And that's going to give us eternal life, man. We're the first resurrected if you believe. All right. So, we get beamed up. We're life has begun already because we got this knowledge. And, there's no such thing as death, because even if you die in the name of the Lord, get beheaded, you're going to be beamed up in the chariots first anyway. All right. So, you're just sleeping for a little bit. But we're all going to be saved no matter what. If you believe in the Lord. It says, for the wages of sin is death. So it says, those that hate me love death. Proverbs 8:36. So what is death? How do you love death? We're reading it. You love sinning. Okay? Because sin is the wages of death. Okay? Sin is the, all right, wages of death. All right, so with that, let's go back to this image. I was gonna get, let's get another time. I was gonna get Revelation 14, but we're good. All right, but this what all boils down to. That's what I was really thinking about, the original title, but then I was thinking about precepts. I was thinking about how I bring it out in my head, and Spirit, Lord willing, came up with this title because it said, well, I said, Lord willing, in my head that basically they're, people are gonna have to show who do they, who do you love? Because I was going back to the law in my head, which was the Spirit, Exodus 21:6, 5 and 6. That again, if a servant say he love his master shall take him and put his ear to the doorpost and put an awl and bore his ear with an awl. All right, if he love his master. So that's what you're doing when you take this, because it's gonna be pierced in you, just like in the law, and with an awl, a piercing instrument implanted, right? Saying what? I love this society. I love your government. I love your laws, your homosexual laws, your philosophy, your idols, your one world government, your sex changes for little kids, no gender, no identity, ideologies, right? All this crazy ass knowledge, whatever they think in this world, this is what you love. Okay, if you take the chip, which is a sin, all right, because this world is in error, man. There's no truth in the world. Okay. Anyway, so with that, I'll say Kala Halal, Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Ruchwak Wadash, Kala Halal, Yahweh Shem Shai Bahashem Wadash, double honors to the apostles, all right, elders of GMS, double honors to CT bishops, all right, shalom to you brothers in this country and all over the world, prophesying in the true name of Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.